folks, this is the king of movie villains again, and in this video, I will be doing a video review of all of the Disney animated features of what is termed the Renaissance from 1989 to 1999. Yes, people, I will be covering all of these films. So, here goes. The first one was The Little Mermaid, released in November 1989. And this film, I love this film. Just like I love pretty much all of these films of the Renaissance. With very, 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 very few exceptions, by the way. I love the visuals of The Little Mermaid because it's the last using their Xerox process before they went to digital ink and paint of the characters in the foreground, while it can still continue to do beautiful backgrounds done completely by hand. And the music and songs are great by Alan Menken and the late Howard Ashman. And the story is pretty simple. I love the characters and script. And the emotion is really good. Art and emotion are really good. I mean, the only thing I can think of that I don't like about it, not really that I don't like, but just that kind of brings down the movie, just the fact that it definitely looks like it's from the 80s. And also, Ariel doesn't really learn her lesson per se. Kind of. I mean, she does apologize to her father at the end. But still, I mean, she really still doesn't really learn anything. That's kind of a big fault, but otherwise I love this movie. So next is The Rescuers Down Under, which I would say is my second least favorite. It looks beautiful, and I like this story. And the only characters I really like are the villain McLeach and the Australian mouse. I forgot his name. In fact, the Australian mouse to me kind of feels like a prototype of Buck from the later Ice Age movies. Same type of personality. Also, this was the first time that Disney used complete digital ink and paint for the entire movie, rather than just the very end of the movie like The Little Mermaid. It's beautiful. Just like the 9 old men would have wanted. Just like Walt would have wanted, in fact. Anyway, so next is The Beauty and the Beast, the first Disney animated film released in November 1991. The very first Disney animated film, the very first animated feature to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture. And the only one, while there were only five nominees. I love this movie. I could watch this every day and be content. Oh man, it's a great film. Not only visually, but it's also kind of just like any good Disney movie. is Aladdin. Oh yeah, Aladdin. Released in November 1992. Oh man, I love this movie. I know I said I love Beauty and the Beast, but I like the humor of this movie better. Man, Robin Williams, the late great Robin Williams as Genie. Oh man. And now the late Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. He was funny. Not as funny as Genie, obviously, but man, I can't believe Gilbert Gottfried is dead now. Man, oh man, oh man. At least he and Robin get to go off each other up there in heaven. Up there in comedian heaven. So yeah, I love the adventure and comedy of this movie. Next is The Lion King, released in June 1994. My personal favorite and the best of the entire Renaissance. Oh man, it's a great movie. I mean, what can I say about it? I mean, I don't have any faults with it. Next is Pocahontas, released in June 1995. What I consider my least favorite of this era of the Renaissance. And the box office seemed to show it because, man, it really did not. It did okay in the box office, but compared to the previous films. But it's still a really good film. But it's still a Renaissance film, so it's still visually beautiful. But man, the story and characters are boring. So next is Hunchback of Notre Dame, released in June 1996. I love this movie. Definitely better than Pocahontas, The Rescuers Down Under. I loved the theme of the movie. It really got good emotion and art. Plus the main character doesn't even have any romance. Flirty, but not really romance. I like it. I mean, it's a really good story of acceptance of people for being different. But it's really powerful, by the way. I mean, there are so many dark themes in the movie, and I love it. I love dark movies. Which is why I like films like The Secret of NIMH and stuff like that. And The Black Cauldron, if it had been made better. So next is Hercules, released in June 1997. I love the humor of the movie. The visual style, it's okay. Sometimes it fits well into the Greek world, and sometimes into the Greek world, and sometimes it doesn't. My favorite parts are whenever Hades shows up. Oh man, he's awesome. James Woods as Hades, sign me up. So next is Mulan, released in June 1990, which, just to let you guys know, is the very first Disney animated feature that I ever saw in the theater. So I have nostalgic feeling for this movie. I love this movie. Is it the best of the Renaissance? Oh no, but I still love it. I love the theme. It's got good emotion and art to it. Good humor, good story and characters. It's just really good. The only thing that I don't really like about it is the villain. He's boring. He's still very threatening, but he's just boring. And finally, Tarzan, released in June 1999. Oh man, I love this movie. I mean, I could just listen. I could just jam to the music and just... I could just jam to the music and just watch the movie. Not even listen to the characters. Man. But I still love the characters in the movie and the humor. It's an awesome way to end the Renaissance. Some would probably consider Fantasia 2000 to be the end of the Renaissance, but I consider it the beginning of the next era. Yeah, I love this movie. So there you have it. That's my review of all the Disney films in the Disney Renaissance. Tune in next time in this series when I review the Disney animated features of what is termed the computer/experimental age. It's gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting. Because it's a mixed bag. Kind of like the more so than even the Dark Smash Bronze. It's really mixed. Oh man. So tune in to me. Look forward to that.